Hi, everybody. Hi, 50 Shades of Green. It's all right. I can't talk straight again. I'm having a lot of not being able to talk straight. It's this hot weather. It's getting to me. Hi, and welcome to Tina's Gardening Chat. I thought today we would talk about how the plants are going and what we're going to do different next year. I've got some photos of my tomatoes and stuff to show you. I don't know where Babette's got to tonight. She might be here soon. I've been taking photos of the tomatoes and trying to decide what tomatoes I am going to grow next year. So, hold on, let me show you if I can get this right today without it all going wrong. So you should be able to see my tomato tunnel. These seeds. Packets of seeds, so I'm not quite sure. This one over here is Tigerella. I'm going to grow Tigerella again. This is my Black Russian, and they're coming on quite nicely, if you can see. I'm going to grow that one next year. I'm going to save the seeds from this plant. And this is my this is my first one, Tigerella, to go red. And these are my Roma, but I don't think I might not grow them. I might favour something else instead of the Roma. They're not very big. I thought they would be a lot bigger than this. So there's a Roma with a bit of it, so you can see how small they are. I thought they were going to be like a big plum tomato, but they're not. And this one, I don't know. I know there's Moneymaker in these and something else. So I don't know whether this is the Moneymaker or this is the Moneymaker. So I will, I'll have to make a decision what I'm going to grow next year. I bought some seeds. Now this is a close-up of I like this tomato. It's just about the right size. I'll put this down, and we have some static. Hello, Babette. I can't. All I've got is static. Ah, we have a bit of static, or is it going slightly going?
I'm not hearing any static.
No, just on my end then. I was going to reply to your message you sent me, but seeing as you're here, and we have UP Gardner. Hi, UP Gardner. And I've said hi to 50 Shades of Green. I was just talking about my tomatoes before you came. When did you get here? Did you hear any of the tomatoes?
No, I have not heard anything. I just got here. It takes a while to get from one to the other.
Ah, rightio. I was just saying, out of the tomatoes that I've grown this year, I can't grow some of them because I don't know what variety they are, because I just used the last of some of the seeds packets up and threw the packets away and weren't bothered about, at the time, what was what. So I've just been showing some photographs of some tomatoes that I really like, but I don't know what they're called. So I am going to grow Moneymaker. I'm going to grow Tigerella. They're doing well. And I'm going to grow the beefsteak if I can save some seeds. And the Black Russian, if I can save some seeds off the Black Russian.
Now, the problem with saving any of your seeds, they won't come true because they've been cross-pollinated.
Well, yeah, but I might get something similar.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Something really bad.
Yeah, or something really bad. If I only grow one plant of each one that I've saved from seed, we will see, won't we?
Now I never go through this letting the seeds ferment in a bottle and for a week and then straining them off and rinsing them. I just take the seeds, put them on a paper towel, let them dry. If I can't get them off the paper towel, I plant them, that little piece of paper towel and all. And I've never had any problem.
Oh, right. I'll have a go at that. Simon, what have you just said? Try San Marzano plum. Oh, I'll have a look for that because I want a big one for cooking. I've seen what's it called? Heinz do F1 that they created for the saucers, and you can buy it. So I was gonna have a try of that as well. We will have to see what I get up to. And I got this one. Can you see this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that one is it's like all fancy round the edge, and I thought that might be nice for salads. It would look nice on a plate with lettuce, wouldn't it? Cut in half, and that's got a very hard name to pronounce. Zapoteki or something like that. Why do they always have to have names that you can't say? How long is our growing season? UP Gardener says. Well, it all depends what the weather's like. If we've got somewhere indoors heated that we can start them early, we're not too bad. But you're talking April.
When is your last day of frost and when is your first day of frost?
Well, the last day of frost is mid-May. And the first day of frost, oh, well, it all depends on the weather. We can get in September, but then we can go right to October before we get a frost. This country is not really predictable. It's all over the place. We're not really got a set guaranteed anything in this country. That's the trouble. I have bought some, if I can find them, 40 something day. There they are. Hold on, they're here. No, they're not. Yeah, these have got no picture. They're from Plants of Distinction. They've 42 days. So I'm hoping that if I can get them growing in the house early, that I can get early tomatoes. What's everybody saying? Simon
just has 90 days for growing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these ones are were 60. I've just plonked it down now. I can't find it. 42. So that if that'll should get them early then, shouldn't it? If it's 42. Simon's just harvested 3.5 kilograms of tomatoes from the polytunnel. Oh, so jealous. But did you get yours in before me, Simon? You was putting growing plants inside in your new little makeshift growing room, weren't you? I didn't start doing anything till after the snows had finished here, which was dead late. So I've got a lot of cherry tomatoes. That's from Plant Distinction, a cherry tomato and a tomato fountain, which is the same type of thing, 2 different types. For my mum and dad, they like cherry tomatoes, so I've got some of those. Yeah, I thought you started early. I don't think I started till May. we got snow here in April, so and it was freezing, so I just didn't bother starting anything. And I don't know what they're going to all taste like. Has anybody grown the black type tomatoes? Because I've got my black Russian, but I haven't had any of it yet. And I've got this indigo rose.
Now, I tried growing them a couple of years ago with no success. One of my problems is it just gets too hot here.
Yeah, well, we've had another scorching day. I'm out here because the gym is too hot. In fact, when I first come out here, it was too hot out here. Only place that's reasonably cool at the minute is the front room with the fan on, but it's full of dogs and husband, so I couldn't go in there, could I? So I've had to water me tomatoes because I've got them in trays, so I filled the water trays up underneath them, so it helps with keeping the temperature down round the plants, and it makes sure they've got water all day. But I've been out and had to water them twice. It's been that hot today. It's just everything's just evaporating. So I'm not.
Well, one thing with the tomatoes, if it's over 85 degrees, even if they're blooming, the flowers fall off, and that's a problem I've been having. They're blooming, but it's been 92, 95, for the whole summer. And the ones I planted, the Cherokee Purple, I started them way too late. So I've got maybe 5 tomatoes off of all those plants. They're still blooming, they're still growing, but you go out the next day and the flower's fallen off. They can't set if it's too hot.
Yeah. Simon says he started his chilies in February. So how are they doing, Simon? Have you got plenty on them? And UP Gardener, the ones that's turned black, what do they taste like? So let's have a look at. I've got this orange one, and it looks quite a big tomato. Can everybody see that?
Now, generally, the orange ones and the yellow ones grow in cooler weather.
Oh, right. So that should be good for this country then. Yeah. I've got one. My cherry ones. One was like a yellowy orangey one. I've got
Simon
one.
Got loads of peppers.
Oh, we've got loads of peppers. Yeah, but they're chilies, aren't they? I don't like chilies. I only like sweet peppers. I've bought quite a few new sweet peppers for this year. Oh, UP Gardener says rotten. It's a joke. Oh, I didn't quite get it, did I? Sorry. I'm not quite off the mark today.
Yeah, some of his tomatoes turned black because they were rotten.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't quite get the joke, did I? I was a bit
neither did behind.
Yeah, so
I have grown the supposedly black ones, and they never turned black. They turned red. The problem is with some of those, the inside, the flavor's okay. It's not real strong, but they're mealy. They're kind of gritty in your mouth, and I don't like that.
Well, this is a learning curve. It's the first time I've actually bought tomato seeds instead of just getting the free ones off my magazine and stuff, or picking up from pound shop one with so many different varieties in. You know, you just get a little tiny packet inside with each variety with only a few seeds in. So this is going to be something different. So I'm going to see if I can find a variety that I like, that tastes nice, and looks nice, and I can grow every year. So we're having a bit of an experiment this year.
Now, do you know how to test your seeds to see if how viable they are?
No, tell me. I was just reading the chat. I've got the chat up on the same page. Have you noticed? I
told you I'm doing it.
Yay!
Okay, now since you bought large packages of seeds, you're not going to plant 50 seeds or 20 seeds.
No.
So you're going to want to save them for the next year.
Yeah.
And what you do is you take 10 seeds, generally 10 seeds out of the package, put them on a damp paper towel in a plastic bag, let them sit for, you check them after like 4 days, and they start to sprout. And let's say you put in 10 seeds, and 8 of them sprouted. 80% of the seeds in that package are still good. And so each year your quality goes down. But those little seeds that sprouted on the paper towels, you can stick in dirt and grow from there once they've sprouted.
Yeah, I've sprouted some, what did I do? I had one lot of seeds that always grew better if you sprouted them and not if you put them in the ground. And I can't think what they were now. I used to do it a lot when I was at the allotment for certain things, and they seem to grow quicker as well. But yes, thank you for the tip. That was a good tip. Nobody else said anything, so I'll carry on with the tomatoes. And I've got bear claw.
Go the other direction, because you're right over my picture.
Oh,
there you go. Oh, look at the size of that. That's going to be huge.
So, I'm hoping that's going to taste nice. My friend's growing a really giant one, but they were from Sutton seeds, which you probably won't get over there, Babette, but Simon will know Sutton seeds. And I went up to her house the other day, and it's a lot bigger than any of my big beefsteaks that I've got up in the tunnel. So I'm going to see what that tastes like. I'm going to go up to her house and raid one. And even if she says I can't have one, I'm having one. And then we've got brandy wine. So I've really gone for the black ones this time, haven't I? So we'll see what they're like. And Simon says he uses Sutton seeds for his tomatoes. And the last one, this one's from the Real Seed catalogue, and these chocolate cherry vine tomatoes. There's no picture on that one. So they're all my tomatoes for next year, so I'm going to be a busy bee, aren't I?
Yes, besides growing them, eating them, preserving them.
Well, I have bought one of them food mill things, haven't I? So I can do make my sauces. I showed you. Did I show you that? I told you about it, didn't I, Babette?
We talked about it, but I have one too, and you're going to love it.
Yeah. So I was going to say something then, and it was something to do with Simon, and my brain's gone. But at least it's getting a bit more cooler in this summer house, and I've give orders that nobody is to let the dogs out.
You don't want company?
Well, they make too much noise, don't they? Because they come charging up the garden, and they charge in here, and they jump all over me, and knock things flying, and so they've been banned. Somebody will let them out to finally. We'll end up with them on the garden eventually. Yeah, what we're going to say to Simon, I'm building a grow room like yours up in my building at the top of the garden. It's a breeze block building. I always call it the shed, but it's made of breeze. I can't say that. Made of brick. So I'm going to be ordering me stuff later on when I've got some pennies.
Simon, Russ, are you going to be growing any new tomatoes next year? Something you haven't tried before? We know Tina is.
Yeah, Simon's just said that he's going to be canning some this year. That's good. I haven't got a canner. I've always preserved in jars, mostly using vinegar, making chutneys and things like that. But I've never had a go at canning. But
tomatoes, I don't think they have to be pressure canned because they're such a high acid. I canned back in the 70s, so I don't remember.
No, I've never canned. Have you bought a canner, Simon?
You have a pressure canner? Or are you doing water bath? Or none of the above?
Because I've seen a video of you buying one, or I've missed it.
Oh, he's going to try German pink. Okay, yes doesn't tell us anything. Both, okay.
German pink. I've not heard of that one. Oh, right. Well,
you missed one.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us what it tastes like then. See if we
have to do a taste and texture test or demo.
I don't think we can get that in this country. I've not seen it. I'll have to stop. Oh, don't set me off. I'll be trolling through all my seed catalogues. No.
Oh, just don't do it on the internet. That's even worse.
Yeah, spend a fortune.
Pages, you could just type in a word and there it is. Oh dear.
Yeah. My stuff I've ordered for the garden has been delayed because some of the things that I wanted is out of stock. So I was very disappointed. So I've had to order something else. I'm trying to find things that I can grow things upwards because of my limited space. And the things that I built to grow things upwards are working. So I was looking for other things to save me having to actually build things. But
you didn't like your stacking pots?
No, they dry out too. Me just when it's, I can't talk straight now. When the weather is not bad, when we're having a mediocre summer, mulberries grow lovely in them pots. But when it's hot, they don't, and the bottom ones seem to suffer. Either they don't get enough light because other things grow up around them and stuff.
Did you have it on a turntable so you could turn it?
No, I haven't got a turn. Don't come. I've seen them with wheels that you can turn it round, but mine don't. So it's not very good for moving.
Mine on a Lazy Susan. It's not as tall as yours. Well, it could be if I put them all together, but a Lazy Susan. And I know in our hardware store they have turntables that you can mount to wood, and you could put it underneath that could hold that much weight.
Oh, Simon's going to do aquaponics. Well, that sounds interesting. And UP gardeners doing beefsteaks, sweet, excellent, flavour, good canning, freezing and slicing. Oh yeah, I've got some beefsteaks in mind, so I'm hoping that they're going to live up to my expectations. That's the big word for an evening.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the the stacking tower. The trouble is with my garden, it is south facing, and when we have a summer like we've had this time, things can't cope. I did think about, you know, can you remember from last year when I did that tomato tower? I've used the wire for something else this year, and it used to dry out somewhat rotten. But I have put more like manure type stuff in that holds the moisture in things I've done this year. But I was thinking, it just occurred to me, I was doing something and it just popped into my head. I could put one of my soaker hoses down from the top, down the middle of it.
One of your what down the middle?
My soaker hoses. You know, when it drips out.
Yeah, the drip kind, the black that has that's
yeah,
the soaker type. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I put a pipe down and I was filling it from the top, but it still wasn't getting. It just kind of ran straight through. So then the top part were drying out. The water wasn't getting from the middle out. But I thought if I had a dripping system and it was dripping regular, then the water would slowly soak through that whole thing, wouldn't it?
Disperse through the whole planter.
Yeah. Another big word.
Yeah. We got to try big words today.
Yeah. UP Gardener says 1 to 2 pound size. Ooh, that's good for beefsteaks, isn't it? I don't mind get to that size. So yeah, so I'm trying to think of things, and because I've got yard long beans seeds coming as well. So I want something to grow them up. Oh, and talking about big things, we've had an accident in the garden. I've lost one of the sunflowers. The wind, we got just a little gust of wind and down one came. Oh, poor thing.
Well, if you noticed, I put a wire cage around mine, that 2 and 3 inch square, they call it pig fencing. And I put a circle around it, one to keep the chickens from digging up the sunflowers. And when they got so tall, I just crisscrossed bamboo through the fencing so it supported them. And since it's 3 feet tall.
Well, they was doing all right on that trellis I'd made, but I'd tied one up and I've not realised it had grown that big that the string was cutting into it. And my friend spotted it when she came up the other day, so I decided to cut the string so it wouldn't slowly rub all the way through. And I should have tied it up again, but I didn't, because with my friend being there, you know, you get distracted. And so it wasn't actually tied up near the top, and it snapped off. So, oh well, never mind. I'll show you
indoors right now.
I'll show you some photos in a minute. The bees keep going on it though. I've left it out so they can. I tried putting it in water, but it was still wilting. It wouldn't survive. So I put it out on the garden, and the bees keep going and playing in it and getting the pollen and stuff. So they're happy.
Oh, good.
So it's doing something, isn't it? So I will see if I can do this without cutting anybody off. Oops, what am I doing? I've got my mouse. Look, I was organised. Right, let me.
You got the mouse. That's going to make it easier.
Yes. Right, we're ready.
Ready?
Right, we're up.
What do we have here?
We have the space where the courgette was. It's gone.
And look at all those tomatoes. I am so envious of you.
I'm so disappointed with my courgettes this year. Probably made the mistake of putting them in some in the tunnel, but I've had them in the tunnel all the years and not had a problem. So I don't know what's going off. So they've all come out, and here comes my daughter to interfere.
That's what they were barking at.
Oh, and this is all out the tunnel. So all gone. Even though they're still coming, they were just weren't growing very big, and then just rotting off. They were, you know, even some that had grown and been sat there for quite a while, but weren't really big enough to pick.
Have you ever heard about having fried squash blossoms?
What's fried squash blossoms?
Yes. You take your zucchini flowers or pumpkin flowers or anything, the males predominantly, before they even open and they're real tight and pointy, pick them and you would put them in the egg mixture and flour and fry them.
Oh yeah, all right. That's a good idea. I'll have to try that.
Look on YouTube for recipes for the fried squash blossoms.
All right. No, I will look at that. But yeah, some of them. I mean, that's quite small. Some of them have grown more than double that size, and then just sat there for ages and weren't growing anymore, and then just suddenly started to go rotten on one side. So I've pulled them out. I've do my head in. So this is my only last two outside. This one, this yellow one, courgette for me today. The leaves are going yellow, and I've been feeding them, so I don't think the courgettes are liking this heat. Don't know why, because the squashes are all right. Because this is the patty pan.
Well, plus
I mean, this leaf.
A lot of your seeds are made to grow under your weather conditions, where this is not your normal weather, and so they're reacting as if I tried to grow your seeds over here. And no, Tina does not have rabbits. I know they would love that.
No, I don't anymore. We used to. I can't see the chat now because I've got this up, but I will come back to the chat in a minute. Sorry, but this is not the plant. This is my fault because they got stuck coming through this wire, and I had to pull it through. So the patty pans are looking brill. Flower.
Oh, you poor baby.
But it was full of pollen. All this is pollen that fell out of it. It was absolutely full of pollen. No wonder the bees are all over them.
Take that pollen and rub it on your other sunflowers.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So fertilize it.
Every time I pick it up, there's bees on it, even though it's been face down because it won't sit the other way round. But oh well, never mind. I've got plenty, haven't I? And look at my peppers. These are the sweet peppers, though. I don't grow hot ones. Don't like hot stuff. That's my other one.
Look at that. Did you know that you don't have to rip your pepper plants out if they can grow through the winter?
I'm going to bring it into the conservatory. I'm going to bring the two best plants into the conservatory.
And try to winter them over. Oh, look at that cucumber.
Yeah. This is a market more, and the skin's a bit tough, but the inside's lovely. But it produces ever such a lot of cucumbers. In fact, I got a fridge full. It's only the other day I picked about 6 off, and look at the size of that one already. So this year my cucumbers are liking it. If it drops cold, I have trouble with my cucumbers. That's the courgette I picked off today. I know big now. I take them off reasonably small. Otherwise, I end up with too much courgette. I filled the freezer one year, massive, great big freezer, just with courgettes. And changing the subject slightly. These are my new cuttings. I know it's not really the time of year for cuttings, but me and my friend bought a plant, and on the way home, we got two different flowers on each plant, different varieties, and pieces broke off. So I've been doing cuttings, and they've not died yet. So
that's the main thing, as long as they're not dead.
Yeah. There is one or two more photos, but I'll come back to the chat so I can see what everybody's been saying. No, but my grandson, you know, yesterday when I was at that barbecue, my grandson announced that they are having rabbits, but he announced that they was having a mummy rabbit and a daddy rabbit, so they could have baby rabbits. But my son didn't know this. It's just Lucas's idea.
It's going to have lots of baby rabbits. Now, are they going to eat them?
No, it's just Lucas's pet, because his hamsters died. He's had a hamster for 3 years, and his hamsters just died. So they said he could.
Rabbits last a lot longer than hamsters.
Yeah, so they said he could have a rabbit. We used to have rabbits. We didn't used to eat them, but there was a fella on the allotment that used to breed them to eat them. And when he died, his rabbit hutches were full. All his does had babies, and so everybody on allotment came down and had 2 or 3 rabbits each to take home. Most of them went as pets, like the ones that came to our house went as pets, because his wife didn't know what to do with them. They were blooming hundreds, because he always bred them and ate them, you see. So he'd bred all the does, and they were all starting to give birth, and he suddenly died. So everybody chipped in and took a few rabbits home. So what are you doing different next year, Babette? And anybody else? Is anybody doing something new? Well, Simon said he's doing aquaponics. So are you doing anything new? Are you going to try anything different?
I never know if I can garden or not. Today I ripped out one of the cherry tomato plants that, wasn't producing, had horrible tomatoes, fed them to the chickens, and the birds got into them. I never quite know what I'm going to do from minute to minute, and my gardening season is just starting now.
Is it cool? Is it starting to cool off yet?
No.
No.
Well, it's 89 today. It was supposed to be 102, so I guess it is cooling off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus I put another fan in, so it feels better too.
Yeah, you peak order. Yeah, everybody reckons that rabbit poo's good for the garden. I buy chicken poo pellets in a big barrel for my garden.
I just walk around behind my chickens.
Yeah, well,
the whole yard is fertilized.
I haven't got chickens anymore, though, have I? So I can't collect the chicken poo up. And seeing as I'm not down at the allotment either, when I'm at allotment, I used to have access to free horse manure. But now, you see, I've got access to nothing. Well, I will. I'll be able to go down to Lucas and say, Lucas, can you collect your rabbit poo for me?
A little here and a little there.
Yeah, I'll just tell them every time that they clean out to stick it in a bag, and I'll come down and fetch it. Aha! I have access to rabbit poo now. That's good.
Oh, you're asking if I'm going to be planting anything different. Yes. I belong to the Seeds of the Month Club, and every month they send me seeds, and I put them on my videos. So I really never know what kind of new things I'm going to be growing. I have grown tried to grow a lot of new things, like Taylor beans and I want to call them Bordello beans, but that's not what they are. And I bought the lima beans. The lima beans are blooming again. But my problem is I can't plant because I have limited space and my stuff isn't dying. So I can plant something new.
Yeah. You're a bit full up though, aren't you, with different things?
Well, I've got new permaculture beds started. But that's it. They're started. You can't grow in them the first year. It's really not that great the second year.
Oh, so Simon wants chickens. He said he wanted chickens other night, didn't he? Somebody's got to get Simon some chickens.
You would love chickens. They are so entertaining.
If you need some fetching, I'll fetch you some, Simon. Just tell me where they are, and I'll come and bring you some. I don't mind. I don't mind traveling miles.
Please, please, please make them, give them a good shelter that nothing's going to get them. That's the only problem with chickens is everything eats chicken.
Yeah, Simon, just make sure that the chicken coops are secure, because foxes will come into your garden.
They will smell them. Yeah, and they will hear them.
Yes.
And then you have the birds of prey. So make sure there's a top, or at least with mine all know where to run and hide.
Well, we don't have.
And don't get white chickens. White chickens don't last.
Don't they?
Don't get white chickens because they stand out.
All right, I didn't know that.
Every white chicken I've had, the hawks have gotten.
Well, we haven't got. Well, I suppose some parts of the country have got big hawks, but we haven't got round doors. Oh, somebody's. Can you not hear that? I mean, somebody's rising up and down in the car.
Well, I just pulled my headphone out to see if it was here or there.
It's along front of the park. It's the boy racers again. They're all on the park again, showing off. Yeah, we've got red kites, but we don't get them quite down here. They're big. We have like a buzzard. We have a lot of buzzards in our woods, but they've never touched our chickens. Mine always used to be in runs with no tops. They used to have an 8-foot fence, so the fox and the 2-legged variety people couldn't pinch them. But we've never had no aerial attacks. I mean, I suppose if you've got chicks, then the smaller birds like crows and stuff would probably have a go at a chick.
Oh, crows, they're horrible.
Yeah, you have more trouble with your young chicks from cats getting in. But big full-grown chickens in this country, well, round the Midlands, round us, I've never had a bird get took by a flying bird, a bird of prey. What does Simon say?
Simon, the only trouble I had with cats was with the baby chickens. They would run through the mommy and scare the babies, and they'd snatch a baby and take off with it. But they pretty much leave the big chickens alone, except the big chickens freak out when they see cats. I have to go out and go shoo kitty shoo, and the cat goes over the fence, and then the chickens will eventually shut up. And kestrels will go after the smaller ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have sparrowhawks and stuff. So yeah, it depends what breed of chicken you have. If you have some the really small ones, you might have problems. But if you have the normal size, like a battery hen type chicken, you shouldn't have any problem. But long as you've got a nice secure hutch for them at night, well, not hutch, more pen for them at night. For the foxes, it's the foxes round here that's the worst. Only thing I used to have trouble with besides foxes with the chicks were rats. Rats used to get the young, even when they was quite big and feathered. And they used to find them dead. They used to bite them.
Feet off. Oh,
bite them and then lick the blood out. I used to find them with puncture marks in them. Did not touch the rest of the body. But there was a puncture marking, so I was assuming they was just licking the blood.
Little vampire rats.
Yeah, little vampire. Well, they weren't so little. They were massive. The ones I poisoned. I used to be the chief rat lady on our allotment. Well, the chief rat person altogether. All these old men, they'd always come down to my allotment and say, "Tina, will you go and squeeze right back of our sheds and put rat poison down?" And then a couple of days later, they say, "There's a dead rat in my chicken run. Will you fetch it out, Tina?"
Yeah, I know. I've got phone calls from friends. There's a dead rat. So what do you want me to do? Get rid of it. No, it's your rat, not mine.
It used to be quite funny. In fact, I killed one. I poisoned it, and it was massive. It was the size of a cat. I've never seen a rat so big, and I'm not joking. This is no exaggeration. Its tail was like that, and it was dead thick at this end. And
you sure it wasn't a possum?
No, it was the size of a blooming possum. I've never seen a rat so big in all my life. And
we have them over here. We have them over here, and they're called Norwegian roof rats, and they're as big as a cat. Yeah. And you've got to get special snap traps because they're so big. They just walk off with a regular rat trap around their head. It doesn't hurt them.
Well, I picked it up and hid it behind my back, and walked up. And every morning, they all used to have a cup of tea in Jack's shed, and it was about cup of tea time. So I went up and sneaked up and I says, "It's tea on," and they're all sat there in the shed. "Yeah, tea's on." I says, "I brought you all a present." And walked in with this big rat. You've seen them squeal.
Oh, you're so mean.
Well, they used to make me squeeze behind their sheds. And I'll say, "Why can't you do this?" It's because you're little. So you can fit round there. We can't. Oh, thanks.
Oh.
So,
yes, Simon, that's one thing. If you get chickens, the rats will come in for the grain.
Yeah, and mice. So make sure you keep plenty of poison down. Securely away from the chickens, but in around the garden, because where there's any type of bird, we used to breed cockatiels, my daughter and me, and my dad used to breed budgies. You get infested with mice, so you have to keep on top of it. If you've got the rat poison and mouse poison down to start with, they'll eat that before the grain. So before they kind of find the grain, and then you kind of keep the numbers down.
We cannot even get good rat poison anymore. They banned it because of this, and they banned it because of that, and the secondary kill. So it kills the rat, and then a bird of prey eats the rat that's been killed with the poison, so then the bird will die. Well, they supposedly have it so there's no secondary kill. Now they're saying, well, the birds of prey are eating the rat poison. They don't eat green blocks of poison, but we can't get it anymore. Another thing in California that's been banned. So now we're being overran by rats. I caught 4 in the garage the other day with the snap trap. 2 little ones at the same time. They both decided to go for the snapper part, and I caught 2 little ones at the same time. Haven't seen another one since.
That's why I made our Emma get rid of the cockatiels, because where this summer house is used to be a massive, great big aviary, and she used to breed them and sell them to the pet shop. But I was just fed up with the mice, and when they started coming in the house, that was the last straw. So I said that she got to get rid of them. I wasn't popular, but it had to be done. And we hardly see a mouse now. We have an occasional one, like the one that ate my dahlias over winter in the shed. I think that's what it lived on all winter. Chewed big holes in my dahlia corms.
That's not good.
No. So, but I put poison down now, and that's gone. So the mice should be dead. But going back to, we went off tomatoes, didn't we? There's one thing I haven't.
A couple more photos, didn't you?
Yes, but what else? Look.
Oh, look at my taco salad, or my tacos for dinner.
But look at the other side. This is the only 2, though. Blossom and rot. That's the 2, but the rest of the vine's fine. So how we were saying, it was probably when I went on holiday, the watering that caused it, because everything else is fine.
Didn't get enough water to bring up the calcium and blah blah blah. But like you said, just trim it off. You still have the rest of the tomato.
Yeah, so I'm quite pleased.
Anybody else having trouble with blossom end rot?
I think, oh, Dean's, is it Dean's lost the plot? He's been having trouble with blossom end rot, I think. And he thinks it's not regular watering that he was saying.
Yes.
But he's got a lot. I've only got one or two. And then we had that one where we thought it was slug damage, because it wasn't round the end of the blossom end, was it? It was round the other side.
UP has trouble with blossom end rot.
Yeah.
Now, Simon, as long as you keep them watered and don't let them dry out, inconsistent watering causes splitting and blossom end rot. Because you may have a couple with blossom end rot because, well, like with Tina, while she was gone, somebody didn't water as often as they should have.
Yeah, but I always make sure I put plenty of calcium in the soil before, in my beds, either by in the autumn eggshells into the ground to rot down, or calcium product, calcified seaweed's quite good, things like that.
Or you can do milk.
Yeah, or milk. So I normally prepare the bed so I shouldn't get it, but this year, in fact, it's the first year I've got it, but I think it's because of the weather. Because it's been so hot, things are drying out quicker than normal.
Yes.
So, and with me going away, I'm not here to go and keep checking up the garden like I normally do. If it seems to be suddenly got really hot, I nip up the garden and check, and if things look like they're starting to dry out, then I just give them a bit of water.
And you know your garden where somebody else doesn't know it. They don't know what it looks like when it's needing some water.
Yeah. So it's just a bit of a it's just a bit odd when you're not around all the time. But this year, I mean, it's been terrible because you don't want to even be out in it. I mean, probably people in other countries have looked at us, gone out because we're moaning, but we're not used to it, and that's why we're moaning. Because I had a headache again yesterday all day. Went to that barbecue and I would keep sitting in the shade and trying to sit where it was cool. But
no, you need it's because of the lack of water. Your brains are drying out.
Yeah. Well, I have kept drinking. I've stopped.
You're not drinking enough.
Well, yeah, props are not drinking enough. But
are you getting any cramps in your legs?
No, I'm not. I have no cramps in my legs. But I've stopped drinking tea because Mark says to me, don't drink so much tea, because I'm normally a tea person, because that dehydrates you. So I am drinking. I've even got a glass tonight. So yeah, so I am trying to, but it's just too hot for me. I just don't like. I prefer it when it's cooler. I don't mind wrapping up and going out in snow and stuff. I'm not a summer person. I like it just nice.
Russ, what are you trying to do for your blossom end rot? Are you trying anything?
I've got some tums.
Is it just a few tomatoes, or is it all of them are starting to show the blossom end rot? Indigestion
tablets, tums. Yes. They put tums in your
antacids.
In water, and spray them onto the plants. Stops it.
Now, does everybody give their tomatoes and potato plants aspirin?
Yes, in this country, quite a few people have mentioned it. I haven't given mine aspirin, but yeah, a lot of people do to help to protect it from blight, to make them last longer, don't they? But I haven't bothered this year because it's so hot. We'll probably have had all the tomatoes by the time we get any rain, and as soon as the rain comes, that's when the blight comes. So nobody's answered that, so I will waiting to see if anybody will answer them questions, seeing as there's a delay. I tried to switch the delay off, but it says there is no delay on it, but there is.
And there's 7 people here.
Oh, hi everybody that's not been chatting on the chat page. If you're just watching, hope you're enjoying our little chat.
If they're watching on the TV, you can always answer or chat on your tablet, on your computer, on your telephone. You don't have to chat on the TV. You can watch it on the TV and chat on your other device. Join in.
Anybody want to join in? Anybody got any problems with the tomatoes? It seems to be the theme tomatoes tonight. I will just see what were the last few photos that I was going to show you.
Well, another problem people have with their tomatoes is splitting. And what has happened is the tomato had gotten too dry, and then they water it, and then it sucks up all the water, but the skin can't stretch fast enough. So then the tomatoes split. It's not a disease or anything. It's just the poor baby can't drink up the water fast enough.
Yeah.
What do we have here? Your little greenhouse made out of a funnel?
Yeah. Did you see this on another video of mine? This is the second one. These are new. These are salvia cuttings, and this works a treat. I keep a bit of water in the bottom, so but it evaporates up out the top, and I don't lose a cutting. It's absolutely brilliant. And I did it because I couldn't find anything to put over the top of me cuttings, and I just grabbed the funnel that was laying at the side of the nettle mix, you know, that I've been putting it into bottles, and so it was laying about on the garden. So I just grabbed it, and it works a treat. So this is the second lot, and they're salvia. These are the cuttings for the clematis that I've took, because I'm wanting to grow clematis on that new fencing at the bottom of the garden to replace where I had the conifers. And these are the first ones, the first cuttings. That's a contraption on top of it.
And that's what they look like now?
Yeah. Didn't lose one. So,
are those fuchsias?
They're fuchsias, yeah. And these are going to be standards. I'm training these to be standards. So any side shoots are being took off, and I've got some thin like stakes for them. They call them in the showing circles, they call them whips when you're training them to be a standard, when you put a thin piece of wood up against them to grow up. So
now you're going to be bringing these in for the winter, or are you going to leave them in a polytunnel?
No, I'm going to bring them either into the summer house and put them in the windowsills of the summer house, or they'll come into the conservatory. I don't leave the polytunnel up because it doesn't like the wind. These are some more of the cuttings. And this is my new dahlia that's out. And I didn't know I'd got this one. Must have been a bulb I bought last off and shoved in, and probably didn't come to nothing. And then I saved all the corms in the shed. And this is one that the mouse didn't chew. So it looks like it's going to be a deep purple.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
No.
You know I love purple and orange. Oh, look at that.
And that's where my chair was. But I had to move my chair because I couldn't stand the sun. It was too hot for me. So, right, I think that's about it. Oh, it's not. This is my next problem. This bit's not a problem. This is my hedge, my Hebe hedge. And this side, it gets quite a lot of shade in the morning. The other side gets, no, don't you come in here, dogs. I told you somebody had let them out, didn't I? Stop it, go away. The other side's in sun all the time. And this is the other side. your hedge. It's good job I've took some cuttings.
Oh, goodness.
The tops. I'd been watering it. When I started seeing it was wilting, I would be watering it. And this bit's not too bad, but all around here is really bad, and over the other side.
Well, were you having a domestic that can hear it?
Our Emma says outside, she shut me doors. So it don't look very healthy, does it? But I've took some cuttings, so if I have to start from scratch again, it'll take me years to get it back up to that height.
Dad says you best not wake him up or we're mad at you.
I don't know what's. I think that's about the last one.
Then.
Stop sharing that.
Ew.
And come back to you. There we
Poor
are.
baby got all burnt up.
Yes, I think our Emma's pinched my cable by shutting the door. Just open it up a little bit because my signal went. I don't.
I'll open it again when I let the dogs back in, but they all need to toilet.
So yeah, there's a lot of shouting outside. I think one of the neighbours is having a bit of a domestic.
Right, come on.
So oh right, now I'm back. It's a bit of an effort to get these photos on because sometimes the computer don't decide it wants to work. So what time are we on? We're on. Oh, we've been on about an hour, haven't we? We've done well to not go much off topic.
Daddy says if you wake him up, he's got to pull your legs off.
I've been threatened. I've not got to wake my husband up when I go back in the house. He says if I wake him up, he's going to pull my legs off. That's not very nice, is it?
No. Well, you can go.
So you still there, Babette?
Yes, I'm still here.
That's all right. I thought my computer had crashed because it had all gone.
Can she stay here with you?
Yeah.
She's a Mardy. She'll jump over the stairs.
Come here, little Freya. Come and sit with me. Come on. She says, no, I'm more interested in these tomatoes I've just found. Come on, lay down. Come and lay with Mummy. Be quiet. No, you're not having a drink either. So, right. Now I'm being totally distracted. We've done well for an hour, haven't we? For me to get an hour with a piece without any weird doggies jumping about and doing things and people trying to cut my internet off by trapping it in the door and stuff. All right. Simon says he's still here. I just wondered because after the episode the other day when my computer went off and everything, when it all goes quiet, I get a bit worried.
So then unplug yourself.
Yeah, that I'm here alone talking to myself. So, Simon, are you collecting seeds this year? Or is it just me that's collecting seeds? Nobody else seems to be collecting seeds. So I don't know. Clarice of Fred's Garden, she's collecting seeds, isn't she? She's collecting some of her tomato seeds.
Well, I just collected seeds this morning, but not tomato. I collected the butterfly weed, celery, and the dragon fruit.
Oh yeah, I'd need somewhere. I'd need a greenhouse to grow dragon fruit. It has to be hot, doesn't it?
Well, you can bring it in the house during the winter. Just keep it under control.
Might have a go. They look nice, they did. When you oh, Simon says he's collecting some seeds. I've been collecting my pansy seeds at the minute. That's the one I've been doing. I've done nasturtiums and one or two other little ones. Oh, my Californian poppies. I've collected lots of seeds off of them because I've had lots of different colours this year. So I've been making sure that I collect from the different plants so I can get all my my colours again. Because I had some really pretty ones. Oh, you can go and collecting pumpkin seeds. Yeah, I might save some of my giant Atlantic, some pumpkins. Can't talk straight again. When it finally gets to its full size. I think it's grown again. I thought it had stopped growing, but it's still going. Oh, Simon's been promised some by a few people. Yeah, I promised you some dahlia seeds, didn't I, Simon? Because you took a little bit of interest in dahlias. So perhaps because I keep showing you all the photos of all my lovely dahlias. So yes, I'll be sending you some dahlia seeds, Simon. I was going to say, what beans is everybody growing next year?
What beans?
Yes, are you growing the same or different ones?
Oh, it's always Kentucky Wonder, Blue Lake, and I like the purple, yellow, and green ones. Except I've got enough for one meal this year out of 6 plants. The heat just came out. Well, the heat never quit. We had a hot winter.
I normally grow Belotti and French beans, climbing ones. I never seem to do well with the ground ones. They just seem to get in a right mess. I don't grow runner beans because most people in this country grow runner beans, but I'm not very keen on runner beans. So this year I've bought some climbing French beans called Lazy Housewife. So we will see what they look like.
David the Good is growing those down in South America.
Yeah. Well, I've not seen anybody on any videos growing these, so that'll be a bit of a surprise.
And that's the first I've heard of them is with David the Good.
Yeah, I don't know what I've done with. I've got a new one and it's vanished. I showed it you. Oh, it might be this one. Didn't I show you this, or was it my friend I showed?
I tried growing the yard-long beans and the asparagus beans, and maybe one plant to come up. I'll get 1 bean or 2 beans. I did find one the other day. I didn't even know it was there. It was very tasty. Most of my vegetables get eaten in the garden. Rarely do things come in the house get cooked.
Yeah. Well, I've ordered some. Well, my friend's going to put them on with her order. I've ordered some yard long beans, or there's that lady that I was telling you about. I will send you the link to her as well when I can remember her name to look her up. When one of her videos pops up, then I'll send you the link to it. She calls them noodle beans, and somebody else I saw called them noodle beans. So so I've got some of them coming, and I've got an interesting courgette. Can't really see it on this picture. It grows long and thin with a big ball on the bottom, and it's called.
Okay. I used to grow Thai melon squash. These are all subspecies from it. They get to be 40 pounds. They look like a giant butternut, but they don't get a skinny nit. I tried growing them last year with not a whole lot of luck. They taste like raw. They taste like a cantaloupe. And when you cook them, they taste more like a butternut. You can eat them on salads.
The lady that was growing these said that if you pick them young, they're more like a courgette. If you grow them on and like for a winter squash, when they harden up, then they've not got an awful lot of taste to them. They're called Trombonica something. Oh, I can't say that. But they're like a bit like a trombone with a long neck and then a big ball at the bottom. So that's why I was trying to find some new things to climb up, because I've got loads of things that need trellis work. So and then I've got these
plant them and let them run back where your pumpkin's growing. The trouble with that is they get heavy and they pull the whole vine down and they break. A lot of those heavy, the squashes and stuff, unless you support them with a really good, fence and canopy and thing to hold them in, as they mature and get larger, they just pull the whole plant down.
Yeah, well, I'll have to find somewhere to grow. And then I've got these crystal apple cucumbers that I like the look of.
Oh, those are interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to grow something different, something that's a bit more of a talking point, like when people come to visit the garden and when I'm filming the garden. So it's not all the same stuff all the time that you're talking about. Because the last few years I've only ever grown 2 types of cucumber, because for 3 years, because that's how long the 2 packets of seeds have lasted me. And there's not normally get an awful lot of seeds in a cucumber packet. So them 2 packets have lasted me a long time. Oh, Simon's got Firestorm runner beans, Cobra French beans. Yeah, Cobra's good. Blotti beans for next year. Well, my blotties have not done very well this year, and they're always reckoned to be the best.
I think those are the ones I tried to grow. Are they little round beans and not a bean-shaped bean that you're going to plant? Yeah, they're speckly.
Yeah, they're speckly, and when you leave the bean on long enough, they're like red, dappled, splodgy red on the bean.
Yeah, on the pods.
On the pods, yeah. Yeah, and if you want to not save them for the bean inside, you're supposed to pick them early, and then they're nice, and then they're like French beans, and they're nice and soft. But if you let them grow, you need to take the bean out.
I think I got maybe 6 or 7. I don't even think that much pods, and so I just let them dry, because I figured instead of trying to eat, half of them and save half for next year's seed, I'll just save them all for next year's seed.
Yeah. Mine's hardly produced anything, so I've just left them to go to seed, and then I'll put them in next year. I think what I did is I put them in the edge of the bed, and the bed is slightly tilted, and what water's gone onto the beds run away from them, so they've not been getting an awful lot of water. The bed slightly slopes towards the house, and so I probably made a bit of a mistake where I put them. But I did a lot of things in a hurry, because we're starting so late, and trying to get everything sorted and all the watering system in, and I knew I was going on lots of holidays and trips out with my parents and stuff. It just, everything were a bit of a rush, so I perhaps didn't think things out quite as well as I normally do. Stuff kind of just got shoved in all over everywhere, just because I'd grown them and needed to put them in before I went away, and that was it. Shove everything in and hope for the best. But the sunflowers did well. That was a good thing.
Yeah.
And the sweet peas that's growing up, the sunflowers, are looking nice.
I think what happened with me was I was waiting for winter, and winter never came. So when I finally started planting, it was way too late, because I usually start my seeds either indoors or in that greenhouse hothouse oven thingy in November. And this way I'm ready to put them out in January. Well, I didn't do it at all this year. I just directly sowed because I had so many problems the year before. No, didn't work at all, no matter what.
Oh, swan neck squash, Simon says. I grew them last year. Yeah, that's it. That word I can't say. Why do they name things these great big long words? I'm useless with these horrible, stupid, big, long words, especially if they're slightly Latin. I have a right problem with them.
Simon, how did they taste, and how did you fix them?
Yeah, where did you grow them? And did you eat a lot of them? Did they do well? All these questions, Simon. I hate this delay because I'm waiting for him to type. The poor man can't type fast enough.
He hasn't even heard it yet. We're waiting for the answer.
I'll have to have another look, see if I can get rid of this delay. But the thing I went into, it said that there was no delay because you could alter it, and it was on none. But there must be a little bit of delay for you to. Anyway,
there's a delay because I'm watching it on Firefox, and there's a total delay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I can see it.
It's like a courgette. Okay, a zucchini.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a different language, don't we, again?
You know, Simon, it'd be a lot easier if you got into the room with us.
Yeah. Another time, do you want me to send you the link so you can chat? You don't have to have you can put your picture up. You don't have to have the webcam on. You can just have a microphone and do what Babette does. Oh, you grew up an archway. They grew big and long.
Because they were on the arch and they could hang down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought I'd just grow them for a bit of interest.
Okay, send him the link.
Oh, send me a link. Right, hold on then. Oh, I've got your email somewhere, Simon. Oh, what am I doing? I've got the mouse down here.
Okay,
right,
what you do? I think it's the upper right-hand corner. Or no, wait, it's across. Move your mouse and you'll see the microphone, the camera. There should be a little ball with a head and shoulders is what it's supposed to be on the top of the screen.
Hold on. Just a minute. Hold on. That's the wrong one. What Simon's? That's got to be this wrong Simon.
Wrong Simon.
Right, where is I'm sure I've got your email, haven't I, Simon? Do you want to email under your names just Simon, or is it start with something else?
No, there's nobody here to speak of. Simon, put your email address in the chat. Tina, you grab it as soon as you see it. Tell Simon to remove it after that.
Yeah, I have got Simon's email somewhere, but it's searching through to find it.
Yeah, you need to make a special folder for the people that you want to bring into chat.
I've got quite a few people I've got the emails of, but I've not got Simon's. It's I don't know why I can't find it. Because I only looked it up.
Simon, are you going to put your email in the chat window?
No, it's not. It's only just coming up as Simon Ward, and that's not him, I don't think. Won't find me him. Means I've got to go into.
No, just type it right here where you just type Babs is it in the chat.
And I'll copy it, and then you can take it off. Yeah, because I don't think there's many. How many's watching? There's only 4 of us.
It's not in this chat, Simon. I don't know where you put it.
Send me a... Yeah. It's not come up, has it? Or just you've got... Can you get to my to your emails from there and send me an email, and then it'll come up at the top of my emails, and then I can
you know what happened is you're not allowed to put, unless you're a moderator, you cannot put links to any .coms.
Oh, right, yeah. So Simon,
most people print out their email and they write out the word dot instead of using the period. That way it's accepted.
Yeah.
Then when
it
transfer
might be
it over,
easier if he just sends me an email, because he's got my email address, or he did have. I don't know why I can't find his email.
And when I messed up my computer the other day, I lost all those emails I had sent you. Well, they're not lost technically. They're in a hard drive, and I have to go hunt the hard drive, external hard drive, to find out where everything is.
Yeah. That I don't know why I can't find him.
I know.
I know who Simon Ward is now. It's from one of the riding clubs. Right, sending wrong Simon it, wouldn't I? It'll be miles down. That's why I can't find it. But
well, I'm going to see if I can find one of his recent comments on my channel.
Is it on
his page? And go to the about. And if he has his email address in the about section on YouTube, and he does not. Simon, you really should put your email address so we can get a hold of you, because we can't do messages anymore. Well, we can, but let me see. I need your email address to be able to message you. Tina got the message, the new message.
Yeah, the new message in YouTube. Yeah, that's good. That is. I sent you a link. Did you get the link to somebody else's page?
Yes.
Yes. So it did work. Yeah. So
okay, he sent you an email.
Right. I'm on it. Why?
Yeah, his email is not on his YouTube channel.
Yeah. Julie Drake just sent me an email. There we are. Here's Simon. I might have to open this a bit bigger.
Simon, if you want, you can open up another email account and use it in your YouTube channel, so you don't get a bunch of spam in your regular YouTube.
There, it's sent. It is sent, Simon. You can now come and talk to us without having to type.
You need to click on the little box to accept and come into the room. And across the top, there's cameras, or there's a black microphone, a black camera with a line through it. If you click on the black camera, it will turn red and it will just show your avatar.
Tell him it's better if he's in Chrome. Your browser's Chrome.
Yeah, you have to be in Chrome.
Yeah, it does work on some of the others, but not very well. So this will be good. A threesome. Oh no, that sounds bad. Don't say that. So we will be having a nice chat in a bit if Simon can sort it out. Has UP Gardner gone? Well, there's 5 viewers.
Ross, are you still there? Oh, here comes Simon. Hello, Simon.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Good.
So this is good. If you've got anything else on, you have to mute it. So if you've got the chat where the chat is, and you've got to mute it, if you know what I mean. Mute the other video if you've got 2 pages open with the chat on, or with the chat on.
He doesn't have headphones on, so he's not going to be able to hear. Mute your computer or whatever you are watching on, and you need to have headphones. Otherwise, it does a repeat back through.
Oops. He's gone.
What?
He's back.
Have I got you on? Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see you.
Now, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can hear you.
Good. I've closed everything out. I had 2 of you open, you see.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you have one open so you can see the chat,
but
then you mute the one the chat.
That. Yeah.
Otherwise, we get an echo. Well, it's all right. We've had to learn.
Not only that, there's a delay.
Yeah, so it sounds weird.
You need to watch on Chrome.
Yeah, but I think you've done it. You look all right. It took us a bit, didn't it? We had some right laughs, didn't we, trying to get it all sorted out and trying to get on.
I'm on Google Hangouts. Is that right?
Yes.
That's fine.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, Russ, UP Gardner, are you still here?
We'll see if he's still here.
30-second delay.
Yeah, I have got his email.
You have his email address.
Yeah. It's on a list I made for people that might feel like coming and having a chat. This gets addictive because me and Babs has been chatting after the normal chat until I'm dropping asleep. Been here all night because it's only 12 o'clock over about dinner time, isn't it? Over your end.
Okay, Simon, any questions? Any answers? Want to share anything?
Yeah, I just want to know what's everybody using for recycling in their gardens. I try and recycle a lot of wood and stuff like that. So I just wondered if anybody else was trying to recycle anything.
Yeah, I've recycled loads of things, loads of wood, because I had tons of wood from my studio when we had to empty it, and it were all piled up on my garden for years. And I finally just about got through all of it. My pots, I don't buy any more pots, or if I want new pots, I go and scavenge them off people that will be throwing them away. All me plants and everything, nothing gets wasted. You know, you just recompost everything and stuff like that. I make my own, try to make my own nettle tea and comfrey tea, so I haven't got to keep buying you know, the ones from the shop. So I am quite green. I am.
Yeah. Well, I myself, I bought the first lot of wood for my raised beds, and when I changed my mind, because I change my mind all the time, I try and recycle everything before buying anything new now. So I just wondered about that, but yeah, so that's good.
Yeah. So what? You said somebody had sent you some seeds. What have they sent you?
Oh, Clarice sent me some squash seeds. I'll have to sort them out. She sent me. Let me just give me 2 seconds. I'll have to find them. I've got.
Is that your seed box? Because it looks small compared to mine. Mine's massive.
No, this is one of many. I think this is what I grew in my polytunnel last year, and what I didn't get to grow. What I was meant to put in there, and new seeds. All the rest, I've got folders and folders. No, they're not in that. I think I'll have to do another show on my seeds because I've got so many different ones.
It's nice to know what everybody else is growing and what everybody else is doing, because I've sent to grow the same things for years, over and over and over. You know, not to picking anything new. This is why I've suddenly decided to have a change. I mean, some of this stuff I might not like, might not grow again, but I thought I'd just make life a little bit more interesting.
Well, I kind of stick to the same things that I know will grow and that I enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't grow stuff I don't like radishes.
Right, I have got some dwarf sunflowers for pots and borders from Clarice French's garden. She, I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah.
And then she sent me some butternut squash, but I always have butternut squash, and some Trebonco squash, the same ones you've got.
Oh yeah.
She saved me some spaghetti squash seeds. I was meant to grow them this year, but I'd run out of space. And then she sent me some Jack of all trades pumpkins. I don't know what they look like. They're just called Jack of all trades. Bon Chance, I think they're called, the French variety. And then she sent me French Cinderella as well. That's what seeds. That's all the squashes.
Then.
Oh yeah, she sent loads, but I've got some Rebecca I'm going to grow next year as well.
Oh yeah, I've got some of them.
Yeah,
I didn't get on very well with the spaghetti squash.
No,
it grew. I just didn't like to eat it. It didn't. I'd just rather have a normal squash. It seemed a bit...
Yeah, spaghetti squash. I did not like the flavor. So it looks like spaghetti, but it certainly doesn't taste like pasta at all.
Yeah. I prefer to use a courgette and use my new machine. I found it. I did a video clip.
You got your spiralizer to work, huh?
Yeah, I found it and I videoed a bit and I've never put it up. I meant to tell you, and then I just sauteed it, and then we did mincemeat to it and tomato sauce, and it was great. Arima says, "This is funny for spaghetti." I says, "I didn't say it was spaghetti."
Well, one thing, when you spiralize it, it cooks a lot faster.
Yeah, and you don't have to, because the more and more I eat it, the more I get used to it. At one time, I used to have to kind of grate it up and really cook it well. But I think the more you make yourself eat stuff, the more your taste buds decide that they like them. It's a weird thing. I've kind of trained my taste buds into eating all sorts, all in the pretense of getting healthier and fitter as I get older. But yes, I had a. It's a bit addictive though. You keep going and trying to find some more squashes to put in it to use.
Sorry. Your new toy.
Messages from an Emma. It's not my Emma. Whoever Emma is.
Well, I'm on the.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a friend holding the phone.
It's all right. We'd like to see a bit of difference in the background.
Who's doing a winter garden this year?
A what? A winter garden or a Windsor garden?
A winter, growing over the winter. Are you growing anything over the winter?
Well, I wasn't going to, but everybody keeps asking me this, and I might just try and grow something. Because normally I don't grow over the winter. My beds get loads of compost and manure and stuff put on top of them. They get covered with weed suppressant, and then the worms do the nice work all winter. so I've got nice beds for the summer, and then
Well,
I
that's
go
what
off
I normally do.
running. Yeah, and then I spend all winter running with the dogs, don't I? So
Yeah.
but I might put something in.
And Babs, you don't need to do a winter garden because your garden goes all year round, doesn't it?
Yes.
No, I'm a winter.
That's
Yeah.
when I do most of my gardening. If it doesn't bear fruit, that's when I grow stuff. Well, last winter it was hot all winter.
Yeah.
That's why I ended up with a tomato plant going for 2 years. It's still out there with tomatoes on it. Not many. It looks like crap, but it's still giving me tomatoes. I'm not ripping it out yet.
Well, that's good, isn't it, though, for it to last that long?
It
Yeah.
was a better boy.
Yeah, I might just grow some garlic and onions over winter because I'm pulling. Well, I'm not pulling them up. I'm taking them out gently. I'm moving all my dahlias so I can have that bed again for my courgettes and some of my squashes like they used to do. It's just I had a couple of years of not growing much other than flowers. So now I'm back in with the veg full blast. I ain't got enough room. So I think I might take them out and because it had loads of manure put in round the dahlias at the beginning of the year when they first started coming up. So the bed should be reasonably good. So I'm thinking about sticking some onions and garlic in it. It's had onions and garlic in it before, so they should grow over winter all right there.
Yeah.
So
Onions, garlic, leeks. Do you eat leeks?
yeah, I do eat. We like leek and tomato soup. I do. But
They
I
take
haven't
a
really
while.
I can't grow
Yeah.
leeks. The last 2 years of my leeks have got leaf miner. You know, the little grub in them. And, they
Yeah.
grow, and then I plant them out. I get seedlings fine, and then I plant them out outside, and then they get growing, and then all of a sudden they just fall over, and then the leaf miner is rotted them out.
Do you watch Dean's Lost the Plot?
Yes.
He's sprayed his with something that somebody that shows I don't know, I can't remember what it is he sprayed them with, but if you message him and he'll probably tell you, and it's cured the problem that he had with his leaks.
All right. Yeah.
So you might or go back through his videos, but if you message him, he'll probably tell you. Somebody.
Well, saying that, I have got some leeks in, which have been growing in a container underneath my dripping tap. So they've always had water. So I can see that I've got to check them because they died off. Because a lot of my stuff died off because it's been so hot and not been able to get out there to water. But yeah, saying I haven't grown leeks, but I tried them again this year, but I haven't really looked at them. So
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about maybe even trying to grow odd cabbage or two.
yeah, I keep growing them in the summer and they don't come. I'm gonna have to try cabbage and brassicas in the winter.
Yeah, I might
that's where
try
most
spring cabbage because spring cabbage it's people think it means you've got to grow them in spring, but it's not. That's when you eat them.
Yeah,
so you have to put
where I
them
made
in.
my mistake from.
Yeah, early.
Excuse me, I'm going to have to go. It's 90 degrees in here and the computer hates it.
Oh, rightio.
So I will watch
to cool down a bit, doesn't it?
I'll watch the end of this after the house cools down. Because it's 91 out and 90 in.
You can see how hot it is.
I was
I'll see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I was going to show her. I'd got her some photos of my granddad in the army that we were talking about last time, and I was going to show her that she's gone. She don't mean to go on this early. It must be hot.
Yeah,
but,
it's hot here. Where I am.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm in the garden. I'm finally cool.
Yeah.
because I've run a cable because my signal's not quite so good out here, so I've run a cable from the kitchen where the box is all the way up the garden to the summer house, and then told Mark not to try locking me out because when I were up here other night, he was let dogs out and then we're putting him to bed. And I had to go running down and say, "Don't lock the door. I haven't got a key. I won't want to get in. I'll have to sleep in the summer house." So,
I'm just trying to see who else is in the chat.
I don't think there's nobody else said anything for ages. I think we've got 7 people watching, but nobody's chatting to us. I think UP Gardner might have gone. He's not said anything for a bit, has he?
No.
He used to come on Julie's chats, but I did send him a link once, and he didn't come on. But then Julie changed her time, so I think he were over there earlier on, and
Julie does 3 or 4 lives a day, though, doesn't she?
She does lots, doesn't she? She does. She's like does lives for painting instead of doing a video.
Yeah.
I suppose it saves editing, doesn't it? Because I've tried using my new webcam to do a cooking video today, but then discovered that the file that it produces is MP4. I think it said MP4. Right. Anyway, my editing program won't take it, so I've had to use this stupid one that's on the computer that comes with the computer. Oh God! And it's done me head in. It took me all afternoon to try, and all I wanted to do was cut out a couple of pieces where I'd made a bit of a boo boo, forgot what I was going to say, or something like that. And it took me all day to flipping edit it. So I thought I won't be doing that again.
So what cooking ones? I've seen you. I like that. The mozzarella you did mozzarella cheese, and then you did aubergine, tomato,
and mozzarella.
And mozzarella. That looked really nice.
Yeah, it was. I think I had some, Mark had some, our Emma had some, and then I saved a piece for my mum, and my mum thought it were great.
All right, brilliant.
I've done red pepper and chickpea soup today.
Oh, brilliant. I love soup. I love soup.
Yeah, I like it thick, though. I don't like it watery.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. I do a lot of soups in the slow cooker, so it's not... I always add too much water as well. I've got to... it doesn't boil it away, you see, in the slow cooker. Yeah,
because you've got the lid on, haven't you? So you've not got that steam. Well, I've bought myself a soup maker.
Oh, right.
It's the best thing I've ever bought because I can go and leave it. I don't have to stand over it and watch it. That's why you probably put yours in your slow cooker, so you haven't got to be faffing. Yeah. And it keeps it warm as well, especially in this weather. It can keep it hot all day. It's like a flask.
You can put it on in the morning, go out for your dog walk, and then you run, and then come back, and you got a hot bowl of soup ready for you when you get back.
Well, it only takes the time on it. It's only 21 minutes. So you all you do is chop your stuff up, whatever you want, chuck it in, put your water in, and a stock cube and your salt and pepper and things, and then off you go. And it beeps when it's done, but if you don't go and switch it off after a certain amount of beeps, it just switches itself off, and then it keeps it all warm. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I've seen something like that. It's one of the. What brand is the one you've got?
I don't know whether it's a Russell Hobb.
I think, something like that. Yeah, I think.
I can't remember.
I looked into that.
But yeah, it's like a jug. It looks like a kettle.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's dead easy to use. And then you've got a button on the side. You can put your onion in.
Yeah, and
put some butter or oil, and just click this button on the side, and and so it sautés your onions, and so you get all the and your garlic, so you get all the nice flavors.
Yeah.
Then you switch it off, put everything else in, put your water in, put the lid on and the like a food processor thing, whizzy thing, is on the top of your lid. Put it in. You can either have it chunky, which will just boil it, or you can have it smooth and it whizzes it up for you.
Oh, brilliant.
21 minutes and it's done. I've gone very, very like everything for easiest.
Yeah.
I've got
convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good for you winter running when you go and running in the winter.
Because I've bought myself a rice maker. I've got a bread maker. So I can just kind of put things on and go and be doing something else. But because I look after my parents as well, and I'm all over the place, I'm backwards and forwards, up and down from there, I need to be able to kind of multitask kind of thing while something's cooking, be doing something else.
Oh, yeah.
So these things are making my life a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. Well, your lifestyle's so busy as well because of what you do and all this. It's, you know, finding easier things. That's why I want a can, because you can just you can make a soup in a can, you can it, and then all you have to do is, you know, and it's on the shelf, and then you can just put it into a saucepan, heat it up, then blitz it down or leave it chunky.
Yeah.
And you know, so that's why I'm canning stuff this year. It's a lot of expense at the beginning because you've got to buy the canner.
Do you watch? What's her name? Little Urban Homestead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got all the gear, hasn't she? She does it.
Yeah, she's got pressure canners and she's got electric canners as well now as well. Little Urban Homestead.
Oh, shit. All right,
you're talking about Liz.
Liz, Liz,
yeah. She's got pressure canners. Yeah, she's got the Presto one. She's got the one like I've got.
Yeah, the one she used to be a biker, didn't she? She was a bouncer as well, weren't she?
Yeah.
Before she has problems with her legs or her back or something like that.
I think it's her knees. Yeah. The legs.
Yeah. That. Yeah, she does a lot of preserving because she's got a dehydrator. I was going to get a dehydrator as well once.
Yeah, I've got a dehydrator. I haven't used it. I've got it. Well, I have, but just for the chilies.
Yeah, well, I've kept thinking till I get one, and I thought, will I use it? But we need a new fridge. The fridge, this heat's kind of finishing it off. It's been iffy for a while, and we've not used the freezer underneath because it keeps defrosting itself all the time. So it defrosts the freezer, and if you've got stuff in, then you've lost it, haven't you? Yeah. So we've just been using it as a fridge, and but it kind of, we had our own iceberg at the top all winter. Emma says that iceberg's growing a bit big, Mum, and I says, oh, it's all right. Fridge is cold, it don't matter. But now it can't cope with this heat, and the bottom of the fridge is full of water, so I can't use my salad drawers. So I finally said, we've got to have a new fridge. I was supposed to go and look for one today, but it took me that long to film my 21 minutes of cooking soup and cutting it up that the time I'd done that, done the washing, walked my dogs, walked my mum's dogs, gone outside to get the meter reading for the solar panels, and had to go to next door to borrow their key because our key's gone missing. Before I knew it, Mark were coming through the door, and then I'm thinking, what time is it? I've got a live chat at 8 and I've not got anything ready. Today's just flown.
Oh yeah. It's because of the warm weather. You get up and do a job for 10 minutes, and you're that hot you have to sit down, and then jobs take 10 times as much.
I've been dripping all day. I've not run all summer. I just can't stand this heat. And
No.
my friend, I was supposed to go on a 70-mile walk on Sunday, and I didn't go. But it was really bad yesterday, weren't it? The heat. I thought I'm not going to be wanting to walk 17 miles, so I didn't go. And then we booked at the beginning, well, ages ago. I can't remember when we booked it. We've got a 13-mile half marathon in September, and now I've not trained all summer, and it doesn't look like it's going to cool down enough. I've only got 8 weeks to go, and there's no way I'm going to be able to do it if I've not run all summer.
Yeah.
So she's not going to be my friend. She's been getting up at 5:30 to go running. I said, "You idiot! I'm not getting up at 5:30 to go running." So, I mean, and the dogs, I've been taking them a walk, and they're absolutely shattered. And we've only just been going just down to river and back. We're not been going very far, and they're puffing and panting, and they don't know what to do with themselves. So it's just, we're not used to it, are we? We just can't cope.
No. This has been extremely. The weather this year is just, I think it's shocked everybody.
Yeah.
It's ruined really it's ruined the garden this year, really, to be fair.
Yeah, I saw your garden.
Unless you've got really, so I can't go out there. I can go out there as long as I've got shade, and it's just been terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't grow in the ground. I can't grow in the ground. I've got no grounds, to grow into, if you know what I mean.
So you're in pots, yeah. So they dry out quicker. Yeah. So that's a problem. This is why I spent the beginning of the summer rushing around trying to get all the trickle soaker hose in all over the place. And it's worked because, I mean, my garden looks really, doesn't it? If I say so myself.
Oh yeah, it looks. Yeah, I've got next year. I've put the polytunnel's self-watering, and my greenhouse is self-watering. So I'm gonna have to put more hose in for my beds next year.
Yeah. Well, I bought extra this year. But when it finally cools down, I'm going to attack that ivy. That ivy is going this winter.
Oh yeah.
Well, so I'm a year that I said that.
Yeah.
But I will get rid of it. I'm determined that I'm going to get rid of the horrible stuff.
We had ivy in my old house, and it's bad stuff to get rid of.
Yeah, well, I've sprayed it with weed killer. The stuff that I used to use down the allotment to clear the allotments when like a person come on, and allotments have been left, and they were up here. Well, we've got this weed killer that we used to spray on it, and it used to kill everything. It's hardly touched it, and I soaked it in it. I hate the stuff. So that's Mark had a go the other day, and he got it all round his neck, and he didn't kill any of the ivy. He chopped all my roses. All my roses are all dead. Don't ask Mark to do you any gardening. You just don't know the difference between a weed and a flower. It's terrible.
I think the only way you're going to get rid of it is tackle it from both sides. It's what's on the other side.
Well, I've looked over, and I can't see hardly anything on the other side except for the odd bit that's kind of poked through the fence.
Yeah. So it's all on your side then?
So it must be all on my side somewhere. I bet you any money the roots go underneath the living patio.
Yeah.
The pain of it is. But I'm going to start from the house end over the winter, and I'm going to work my way up. I've saved all the dog food bags because I buy dog food in them giant sacks.
Yeah.
And I've saved all them. So as I go along, I can be shoving it all into them sacks. So I've not got to load all over the garden to try and have to shift. And then I can kind of get rid of it as I go along.
When you do it,
Yeah. So but every winter I've said I'm going to get rid of it, but I get doing other things. That's the only trouble with me. And now I'm doing a lot of cooking for my mum and taking my mum and dad more places, because the worse the health gets, the more I have to do for them. I mean, at least my sister does cleaning. At least I haven't got to do that. But I have to do everything else, you know, helping them with the bills, and, you know, if they need to go to doctors or hospital appointments, or I do the shopping and taking them here, there, and everywhere, and stuff. But I'm lucky I've still got them, really, because my dad's 86, or is my dad 87 now? And my mum's about a year younger, so I'm lucky I've still got them, really. So as long as I can keep them going, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So
The best thing for, yeah. Well, have you ever used that copper nail stuff? It's called copper nails, or something. You cut them right at the root and then tap copper nails into them.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I've not heard of that one. I can't find the roots because I've cut off everything I can see my side.
Yeah.
I've got this funny feeling the main root might be somewhere underneath the fence itself.
Yeah.
You know, in the sides. So we're thinking that the fence is about at it. So if we take the fence down.
Yeah, and then before putting the new fence up,
yeah,
dig the roots out.
Dig it all out. Yeah, that is the plan. But that's not going to be easy, because if we take a fence down, then dogs can't go at garden to finish, can they? Because otherwise the neighbour will end up with 5 dogs running around. But won't be very popular, will I?
No.
So, but anyway, it's been nice chatting to you. You'll have to come on next time that we have a chat.
Send me a link.
I'll send it when I send Babette's, and I normally come on about 8, and I normally put it normally kind of sends a reminder on my channel so everybody knows that I'm coming on. I don't know whether you saw that. But normally it's you saw the reminder, did you?
I saw the reminder, yes. I was waiting around for it.
Yeah. So normally it'll be at 8 o'clock, but it's probably every other day. I don't come on every day because once I've finished on here now, I've got to go back and start and make Mark his salad box for his dinner and sort all dogs out and stuff. And Freya's sat here looking right miserable. You should say, "Why are we still up in the summer house, Mum, in the dark?" He's looking at me, gone out, and saying, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
But I've been on about 2 hours. So
yeah,
I suppose I better get off and go and get things sorted before Mark locks me out altogether.
All right then.
But then again, it might be a good idea to sleep in here. It's cool.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be. I'm taking my skin back because it's leaking.
All right, and I'll see you next time then.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.